So hey everyone, this is Rudy Shushani with Sigma Eurasia AIBC. Would like to welcome you to another interview. We have a special guest, Grech Bonett, with us today. He's the Human Resource Consultant R77. First, I want to start. What do you think about the event itself and the summit? So give us a feedback. What's happening? What have you seen?
Sure. Thank you very much, first of all, for having me. Summit is great, I'm seeing so many potential over here, for growth and everything, but also the innovation. The innovation that I'm seeing in certain companies and certain people and the brains behind it, it's amazing. Unfortunately, not everybody has the opportunity to go pitch themselves just in 2 days, but just hearing people out, it's crazy how good it is.
So you were able to meet and network, and that's one of the main foundation of this, You've seen a lot. What key trends do you foresee shaping the workforce market? And we know after COVID, things changed a lot. But in special in the gaming and tech industries, and how should these companies adopt or adapt themselves to these changes, knowing that we cannot go back to COVID days or pre-COVID days? What are hybrid new ways of working, AI? What's the role of AI also is disrupting?
I was speaking with very large companies, okay? And before COVID and everything, their main importance was everybody in the office. And it's great, most of us have that experience. But during COVID and after COVID, who went in hybrid, who went in remote working? There are certain companies that want to go back to the old ways, but it's not working out. Their turnover rate, it's increasing so much, But I'm speaking with other companies that are very well established, that they still want people to go in the office on very flexible time. However, when certain people come in the office, like in C-level and everything, they actually are advising their employees, their team members, listen, I'm coming for that particular week. If you can, be there. And also we'll meet for coffee and actually see eye to eye, face to face. And it's much easier. And I see that as a very, very good importance. Go for hybrid, go for flexible, and go for remote work. If people are not delivering in remote work, you would know. You don't need to see the person in the office and overseeing. There are the KPIs and everything, the micromanagement nowadays, it's over, If you're not delivering, you're going to know. Next day, probably you're going to be out. This is our industry at the end of the day.
I hope it's not a Dodge style. I'm sure you know what's Dodge. So, I think it's a challenge. Human resources are a challenge. And this is where it drives me to the talents. Because there's people, of course, talents, and that are not rare, but when you come to here and you find a lot of talents that are qualified, this is what we need to keep, right? And this is what you need to start differentiating and try to grab. And then there's a lot of increase in this now with the age of AI and so many other things. So what's the biggest hiring challenges companies face and how can they overcome them?
So the biggest hiring challenges are finding the right talent at the right time. And that's the biggest issue. So you need to have a very good network and good headhunters actually that can support you over there. You can have your own talent acquisition teams, but when you have internal teams, unfortunately, they don't have the right network. But people like me and other good headhunters out there, they actually have a very, very good network. So they can actually be there to support and have that bridge. And you're going to build a very long-lasting relationship. Overcoming is very important. What you need to do is actually have a very, very good employee branding, okay? And actually mitigate every single thing. When I'm saying this, like going at other social media platforms, and if there's a bad review from an employee or something, tackle it right there and then, You need somebody 100% and tackling it in the most efficient manner. Like that, you don't need actually other external recruiters because people start to flow in. When you have that good reputation, a good branding, it will work wonders and the return on investment will be amazing. Guarantee that.
But I think this is out loud or new way of thinking because what you described in a corporate enterprise is very hard to achieve. And this is where they need to do that transformation. And this is where industries has to evolve. So what strategies, especially in gaming and tech companies, use to attract, retain, and develop the high-impact professionals? Because they can open by their own, freelancing or entrepreneurship. But how can they keep them part of the company, part of the culture, which you mentioned, and I liked what you said.
So I was speaking with about this exactly earlier this morning. So from my point of view, the best thing is actually micro-learning those people. Okay, if you micro-learn an officer, junior people, or sort of the little executive to the C-level and giving them more power, empowerment, and actually delivering for what they're saying, they're going to stay with you. I looked at massive companies in our space that you find people that have been there for 7 years, 3 years. And now in the industry, that's a lot. You know, I saw junior VIP officers, 3.5 years in a company. I'm saying, well, you can get a manager role somewhere else. They said, but why should I? They're listening to me. Why should I leave? And that's the beauty of it, you know? So people have to see what the other companies are doing. For me, it's micro-learning.
Micro-learning, empowering will get you a lot. What insights or trends from AIBC Euro-Asia do you believe that will biggest impact on workforce management in the gaming and tech sectors? Especially that, you know, you've been there for the last 2 days. You've talked too much. I know you've been approached by many. You approached many. You've seen the talents. You know, you summarized it up in the first question. But what's those key takeaways that you're gonna take with you when you fly, and how you gonna?
The key takeaways. The key takeaways is very important because you need to continue making very good coaching strategies and everything. Okay, I'm seeing companies that are actually adapting to that and putting specific KPIs for their workforce, and I'm seeing this in this region right now. They're focusing a lot on influencers as well, and that is so great because they are giving the influencers X amount of money and everything. They're actually entrepreneurs themselves, and they're taking it live. And they're going and they're reaching their heights multiple times.
Do you think that's a trend?
It is a trend. It is a trend. I'm seeing it over here in the AOE area and also in Asia. So that's a very, very good thing. And I do encourage other regions as well to go with these influencers, you know, and move forward with that.
Another amazing guest, Christopher Bonett. He shared experiences in terms of the human resources, how we can keep our employees, empowering them, micro-learning, the key trends that is happening in the market and what's happened within the last 2 days. I'd like to thank you for being with us today. It's really amazing having your input in this market. Hope you enjoy the rest of the program of the summit because activities are non-stop here. So it started before the summit, in the summit, and then after the summit. And tonight we have different activities aligned also. So please stay tuned with us. And for you, stay more, read more. There's a lot of more episodes to watch and more interviews. Thank you. And thank you for being with us, Christopher. It really made it up a notch because the information that you shared with us, I think they're crucial for employers to start harvesting this new way of thinking, if I want to call it. So thanks for being with us. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for having me.